We have garlic, a good amount of garlic. You like garlic, put a lot. You don't like garlic, put a little. Buonasera, and welcome back to Brooklyn Cooking. Today we're doing spaghetti and clams. Some of my Brooklyn buddies get mad at me for saying spaghetti and clams because it's linguini and clams, and I always use linguini, but I still call it spaghetti and clams because it sounds better. Like I say, I'm not a professional chef. We've been doing this forever. This is one of our Christmas Eve staples. And whenever I do this, I do a video. I do some internet search and look at some recipes. And believe it or not, I couldn't find any recipes that use live clams. And when they do use live clams, they don't open them and chop them. They put them in a pot or they cook them with the spaghetti itself. Today we're doing it our way. So here we have clams. There are basically three types of clams you could use. We get the little neck. These are what I like to use, top necks. They're a good clam. You'll get plenty of clam. And then we have the cherry stone. So you'll get more bang for your buck with this, but they're really a pain in the neck to open. And so I like to stay with the top neck. So we're going to demonstrate opening, hopefully. The best way to open these is to find somebody who knows what they're doing. But always do this over a pot because you want the juice. You're going to find the spot and boom, it went in. Now, inside here's a clam. So if I just go zoop straight through, I'm going to cut right through the clam. It's not that big of a deal for this because I'm going to be chopping him up anyway. So you want to point your knife up, get it up there, open it up, get all the juice, and you try to get the clam as whole as you can. Like I say, it's really not that hard. The best thing is to use live clams. You want to get all this juice. This juice is gold. Now here we have a little neck clam. You can see it's going to be a lot smaller. You got to find the middle. Put a little pressure. And now here it's important not to cut through because this is for a baked clam, or as you'll see, it has other uses. Just want to cut it out. We'll have extra juice. And since this is not going into the spaghetti, we'll do this. Delicious. We'll do some more. Now we'll get back to the top necks. Again, in, point up. See how we get the whole thing other than a little scrape here. If you're not good at opening clams and you want a little protection, get yourself a little cut-resistant glove made of steel. Put it on your hand, put it on the hand you're holding the clam with, and if you slip, you won't lose a finger. Okay, I'm going to try to get this cherry stone open. These are hard. There's a little crack in here, so actually got it. You see how big this sucker is. You get a lot more for your money if you... Now, if you can't do this, if you don't want to open your clams, you go to the fish market, they'll gladly open them for you for $1, 50 cents or whatever. All right, I forgot to mention the knife. These are clam knives. This, I have no idea how old this is. Probably passed down through my father. Could have been in his bar. Could be older than me. I have no idea. This is fairly recently I bought. They're cheap, a couple of bucks. Invest in a decent clam knife. They're, like I say, they're cheap. Don't go using any sharp chef's knives or anything else, and then you're really looking to lose some fingers. I'm going to finish these off screen so it doesn't take too long and you won't see me make the mistakes and want to break one with a hammer. And we'll be back. All right, a little tip on getting the clams open. Main thing is you want them to be cold. You know, you don't want to go buying these right before you open them and try to open them. You want them to relax, so you get them the day before. Put them in a colander with ice. Cover it with a damp towel. So you don't want them sitting in the water. So put them in a column that the water will drip out and the ice will stay on top. You notice, ever see at the feast, those guys are going zip, 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 zip. They can do it that fast. Number one, they're good. And number two, those clams are ice cold in buckets of ice, and it makes it easier. I'm going to just show the difference if I get this one open on what happens if you go straight through. Again, you want to get this in your hand. I think my cameraman tried to open a couple and he made it, tighten them up. Okay, now we're in. This happens if you go straight through. Number one, it's harder because, whoop, and you're going to cut that clam in half. For this, it's no big deal because we're chopping it up anyway, but if you're making baked clams or you're eating them on the shell, you don't want that. The other thing, you always only get a clam or whatever that's not cooperating and it's really hard to open. If that's the case, put it in the freezer for 10 minutes and 10, 15 minutes and they'll open right away. Got a couple more, we'll finish up and we'll be ready to go. Now it's time to cut up the clams. Like I said, most of the recipes I saw on the internet don't call for live clams. They all use canned clams, mostly. So if you're going to use canned clams, if that's what it takes to do this, do it. Buy a decent can of clams like Snow or La Monica or this Bar Harbor. But if you do, get yourself a bottle of clam juice. You're going to need it. I'm not going to use it for this because I got plenty of juice. I bought this as a prop. Take out a clam, give it a little dip, get some sand off, and just chop. Very simple. Get another one. My cameraman wants to throw up right now. He hates this. Sometimes you need a break and we'll take the last one. You got the point of this. We're going to finish chopping up and I'll show you the next step of draining this juice because there's a lot of sand in here. Okay, I put the entire contents of that bowl into here, not to show how much I got, but it's almost 2 cups, but to show you the draining process because we want to be able to see the sand in here. So very slowly, we're going to take a clean bowl. Now, gravity helps you in this spot. So you're going to see, you do this once or twice. You see all the sand that stays in the bottom there. We don't want that in our sauce. That's one of the reasons we don't like to cook clams right into spaghetti. You're going to get a lot of sand in there no matter how much you clean it. You're going to get some. We're going to do this a couple of times. That's it. We'll add these in now. Good to the last drop. That's it for now. We're basically done. We'll just get our other ingredients, which are almost nothing, and we'll show you how it's done. Now I just want to show you the ingredients. Pretty simple, not much to it. We have some good extra virgin olive oil. We have garlic, a good amount of garlic. You like garlic, put a lot. You don't like garlic, put a little. Red pepper flakes. Of course, you need parsley, the clams, and the linguini. See, it's linguini, not spaghetti. Chop up the garlic. Parsley I'll do later, but, the stems are good. The stems have a lot of flavor in it, especially for here, so I'm going to use the stems. You want to just use the leaves, just use the leaves. That's your business. We're going to get this in the pot because the parsley is going to go in at the end. Okay, we're ready to go. First thing we do is we'll add some olive oil. Good amount. A couple of tablespoons, quarter cup. And we're going to add our garlic. We'll brown that up a little. Okay, we have a double boiler here. Not necessary. We'll put the pasta in there. or I can lift it out easy, we hope. Don't have to drain it. And put some pinches of red pepper in there. One thing, the sauce can wait for the spaghetti or the linguine. The linguine can't wait for the sauce. So you don't want the spaghetti cooked before your sauce is ready. Get your sauce going. If the spaghetti's not ready yet, just put a cover on it. It'll stay warm. It'll be fine. Once it starts to brown up a little, we're going to add our clams. And that's basically it. What we have in here is oil, garlic, and red pepper. How hard could this be? Speaking about the sand in the spaghetti, I had a cousin, rest his soul, who if you made spaghetti with the whole clam in there, he wouldn't touch it because he would taste the sand. That's about good. Then we're going to add the whole business. Turn up the heat a little, let it come to a boil, and you'll see what happens. Okay, it's coming up to a boil. As it boils, you're going to see foam rising. That's fine. Some people skim it off. We used to skim it off. Now we just leave it. It's really nothing. It's just the protein coming to the top. All right, I'll add a little black pepper, even though we have red pepper in there. Hey, you see the foam there? You see, you get a better idea of the foam. As it comes to a full boil, that will go down. Like I say, there's nothing in here except clams, and they're cut up small. So it's basically done. The garlic was cooked. I'm going to add a little parsley now. This is optional. We really don't do it on Christmas Eve, but I started adding it a little. Little white wine never kills anything. It's done. We're going to shut it off. We're going to put the top on, keep it warm as we wait for water. As they say, a watch pot never boils. Okay, the water's boiling, as you can see. I salted it. Now we have our linguine. Like a dope, I wasn't looking. I bought linguine fini, which is a little thinner, but it's fine. It will work. Always read the package. It says 6 minutes and it's done. So we'll time 6 minutes. I think we're good. We'll see if we can do this without making a total mess. Nice and easy. Let it drain like that. I would drain it well. I'll plop it in here. Okay, we have it in there. We're going to add some of the juice. Mix it up. You could do this in a pan if you wanted to. Had a big pan and just put the spaghetti in there with the clams. But you always want to, you don't want to put it all in. You want to save for topping. A little more parsley. A little parsley never hurt anybody. And now for the grand finale. A little Parmesan cheese. Nah, we're not going to do that. But if you like cheese on it, be my guest. Put cheese on it. It's what you like with food. This shouldn't have cheese, and I'm not putting cheese, but if you like it, go for it. Very simple. Eat what you like. That's it. We're going to plate ourselves a little. I lost my spaghetti spoon. Very mad about that. I don't know what happened. And this is what the extra is for. A little juice, a little tomato, a little clams, I mean. Always like a fork and spoon. Okay, now's the moment of truth. Very good. Sorry if I look like a slob. Anyway, that's it. Not that hard. The only thing is opening the clams is the tough part. you don't want to do that, buy a can of clams and get it done. Anyway, Arrivederci from Brooklyn Cooking, and hope to see you soon.